I'm not gonna lie, I saw this and I said, teenage bounty hunters? It's ridiculous. Then after watching, I said, all right, teenage bounty hunters. What is up, Netflix fans? Welcome back to my channel. So this show almost flew under the radar for me, but I saw some people talking about it and I said, you know what? We're going to take a look at it. I need you in the comments down below. Were you a fan of this series? How did you feel about the episodes? This is a non-spoiler review. Be sure to get in that comment section. Okay, so after joining forces with a veteran bounty hunter, 16-year-old fraternal twin sisters Sterling and Blair dive into the world of bail-skipping baddies while still navigating the high stakes of teenage life. Again, I saw that premise. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. And we've seen Netflix probably do much better in their television category compared to their movie category when it comes to coming-of-age stories and whatnot. And I like plenty of these shows, but this is one I saw, and I said, this could get so ridiculous. And it really all comes down to how the characters are handled. If these two sisters work, and then if the tone works, then the show is going to work. And I don't blame you if you see this and you scoff at it, but give it a chance. And I say that because I actually found quite a bit to like, so much more than anticipated in Teenage Bounty Hunters, and it really all starts with these two twins, played by Maddie Phillips and Angelica Fellini, Blair and Sterling. They are incredible together. They are funny, wacky, hilarious. They have this telepathy thing, and I love the way that they showcased it. Not gonna lie, the first time they did it, I'm like, all right, what's going on here? But we see, oh, okay, so they're twins, so this is their way of communicating without actually saying anything to each other. And that form of communication to the audience, I thought worked really well. And then you have the addition of, well, so many characters, but the addition of Bowser, I thought, was great. Kadeem Hardison plays Bowser. He is just so out of touch with the world that the girls are living in, but when it comes to bounty hunting, he claims to be the best, but he's a bit slower than everyone else. I like their chemistry together, but it really is. It's all about these two girls. And you know what I found about this show that was completely unexpected? The fact that I may have even liked their high school-centric story possibly just as much, maybe even more so, than the actual bounty hunting. When we start out in the first episode, they just kind of get thrown into this situation, and using that twin sister telepathy, they say, you know what, we're going to go for it. We need some money right now anyway, so they just get sucked into this, right? And they kind of lie their way through. Well, while they're doing all of this back at school, they're having to maintain this religious persona that others have about them. And it's hilarious because when you're first introduced, like the first scene of the show is a little bit like, oh, so that's what this is. And then you realize, no, these are just two girls and they are supposed to be one thing. They really are kind of another, but that doesn't make them a bad person necessarily. They're just trying to make their way through life, and you learn about them. You learn to appreciate these two together every single time that they team up, and it is just this non-stop gag after gag, hilarious romp of a show where they're going on these different bounties, and it is one of those shows that's like, okay, every episode is different. They're going after a different person, kind of a bounty of a week situation. I made this comparison to something that I watched yesterday, Scooby-Doo. Every villain's different. You're going to unmask the villain. You're going to move your way to the next one, and it is episodical in nature, and sometimes that does become overly repetitive, and the fact that their lives outside of that are just as interesting, and maybe you want to focus a bit more on that. There is kind of this conspiracy going around in school where this girl found something, kind of a bit of dirt on one of our twins, and she's just holding that like, okay, I've got you. You can't do anything about it because she's jealous of something that one of the twins did. And it's just this back and forth. And just me telling you that, it sounds like, oh, Austin, come on. It's just this little teenage, and you're not really going to care. But these two actors make the show. Well, actually, the style makes the show. I thought it was really well done. Kathleen Jordan is our creator here, and there's this nice sense of urgency through every episode. It never feels slow. And another thing that worried me was actually the length. Every episode being 50 minutes long, 10 episodes. I'm like, gosh, guys, could have made this show maybe a bit shorter, but it honestly doesn't even feel too long. I just think there are moments and subplots that we could have done without entirely, and I think we could have maybe gotten out of this episodical formula a little bit. Now, there is this underlying storyline that has something to do with someone that they're very close with that connects with their bounty hunting business. I won't say what that is or who that's about. That was cool because once it starts, it kind of carries its way over, and it's this mystery throughout the series. You're trying to figure out, okay, how is that coming about? How are they going to handle this? Because work is starting to intertwine with life, and we don't like that. And that happens early on with a different character, but someone else entirely. So that was cool. I think the tone was handled really well. There definitely could have been moments where we take a breath, settle down, get more time with these girls. We build them up very well in the first 2 episodes, but I feel as if we could have gotten even more of that later on. But again, it's that chemistry and these side players that come in. Devon Hales plays April. She is not a good person in the show. Well, I guess she is a good person, but not really a good person, but she's kind of the antagonist in a sense in the show, but she does a really great job. Virginia Williams plays Debbie, the mother, and that mother-father combination is interesting. You got to keep an eye on that, but you learn more about them. At first, it's kind of like, they're the overwhelming parents. What's going to happen with the girls? Are they going to be able to get away with this? But then it's like, oh, there's something else. It's just the layers, unexpected, and the show as a whole is unexpected. So as we wrap up, again, I need your comments. If you guys like these Netflix reviews and you are binging Teenage Bounty Hunters this weekend, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. In terms of my score, much higher than anticipated. I'm going a 75%. One of the biggest surprises of the year in terms of Netflix television, and I do recommend this to even fans of not the genre that you're expecting, the coming of age, it has that, but it's much deeper and darker than that. And the bounty hunting itself is pretty cool. There's some action in there, not a lot, but just enough to keep you satisfied. Hey, if you guys have Discord, I know I've been pitching this all week, but we have a Discord channel out right now. It is Flick Fan Nation. You can find that link in the description and in my pinned comment. You guys are truly the best. Stay tuned. More Netflix content to come. Another live stream tomorrow, so come prepared with the questions.
One of the things that had the fans most excited is the creators of Avatar were attached to bring this to life. They said it was going to be faithful to the show, that they were really going to add some new stuff to it. And then just the other day, the creators went online and said, hey, look guys, we're going to part our ways, creative differences. They said some specific things here that kind of hurt me. It's a lot to read here, so I'm just going to read the part that stuck out to me, what other people here have to say. We have Crazy Gamer asked, do you think it's possible for the creators to return to Netflix to carry on working on Avatar?